Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Welcome to another Wednesday Facebook Live. If you hear some rumbling in the background, our gardener's out there doing some yard work. He's trying to beat the heat, which brings me to another announcement. Actually it'll be next week because next week is June already. I'm going to move my Facebook Lives from Wednesday to Thursday, primarily because he starts coming early in the mornings for the summer heat, but it's also going to free up an extra day earlier in my week, and it's just going to work better all the way around. So we're going to move from Wednesday mornings at 10 to Thursday mornings at 10, and I will have things posted on that when, as reminders for everybody. I hope you all are having a good week. I finally got my May paper pumpkin. I think I got it on Saturday. I mean, it was really, really late. Apparently, when it was going through delivery through the post office, it got stuck down about an hour and a half southeast of me, and it sat there for about 5 days. So I finally got it. So these are the cards we're going to be creating today. They are the alternate projects for our paper pumpkin. Hi Corey, I see you're watching. Let's see if we can get this straight. Oh, I should tell you too, before we get any farther, next week, next Tuesday I believe, starts our new annual catalog, and there is going to be an annual catalog kickoff for the month of June. So from June 3rd through June 30th, anyone who hosts a qualifying workshop of 250 or more, you're going to get an additional $25 in Stampin' Rewards. I'm booking parties during the month of June, so if you want to have a party, be it in person, which would limit you to the number of people you could have due to the current pandemic, or we can do one virtually. Just shoot me an email and we'll get you on the calendar. So let me give you the measurements for our cards today. So for the first card, and we're going out on a limb here doing 3 cards versus 1. So this card, your card base is in shaded spruce, and that's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then I took one of the card bases out of the kit, and I cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I used the Stitch So Sweetly dies and cut these 2 labels. One of them is in one of our new in colors called Just Jade, and then Whisper White. I should show you the kit. I know this is one that sold out really fast last month because of the in colors. I mean, just look at how pretty that box is. It's showing 4 of the 5 colors: Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Bumblebee. That is not one of the new in colors. The other 2 colors are Misty Moonlight, and I think it's Cider Cinnamon or something. I still have to learn those. These are the cards that are made with the embellishments and the kit pieces. I always like to do at least one of each of the cards so that I can see what they look like, and usually it gives me ideas on what we're going to do. What I really liked about this kit, is it has this beautiful dual color twine in the Magenta Madness and white. But look at these cute little embellishments. And those are in the Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Purple Posy. I suppose that's what that color is supposed to be, Purple Posy. And then the Magenta Madness. And it comes with all of these cute little die cuts. And we're actually going to use some of these die cuts to make card number 3, which is an ice cream cone. We're using the cloud to make the ice cream. So let me finish giving you the measurements to our card. The second card we're going to be making is using a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and it's cut at 4 1/4 inches by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And then this little piece of Magenta Madness is cut at 3 inches by 4 1/2, and the other elements are from the kit, And then our final card is that cute little ice cream cone using those clouds. And the card base is in the Magenta Madness. It's cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and it's scored at 4 1/4. This piece of Purple Posy is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to change it up and put in a piece of the Misty Moonlight instead of the Purple Posy to see how that turns out. Then I used a piece of crumb cake that I just fussy cut into a cone, and I embossed it with the Coastal Wave 3D embossing folder, which is retiring, and it may have already sold out. I don't know. I didn't check the status this morning, but if this is something you want to get, you're going to want to order it before the end of the week. So we'll get started. Just to give you an announcement, you still have time to subscribe for the June paper pumpkin. You can see they're already showing what the box is going to look like. Excuse me. And it's all about a box of sunshine. There's a video that shows some of the elements that you can re-gift this box. So I'm excited to get this. Make sure you sign up before June 10th so that you can get your box of sunshine. So we'll get started with the Shaded Spruce card today. And I really worked hard on having all my supplies this time. We're actually going to use some of the polka dot tulle on it. And we're using some Shaded Spruce ink. This is kind of a monotone colored card, but I thought it was pretty with all the different greens, and to show you how the Just Jade goes very, very well with the Shaded Spruce. And we're going to just do the one stamp. And these are photopolymer stamp set, as are all of our paper pumpkin kits. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Pierce mat to stamp the sentiment right there. Grab my little piece of grid paper, and we're just going to ink up our stamp, and we'll just almost hit the label, so we'll stamp that at an angle so it fits. And that's all we're stamping with that one. Isn't that pretty? I love this color. It's always been one of my favorite at Christmas time. So we're going to do the cheater method for our ribbon. We're just going to take our card base, and you're just going to measure just a little bit past your card base, and you're going to trim like that, and then you're going to flip it over, and you're just going to tape the ends to the back. That way you save on your ribbon, and it's pretty quick. You can get your knot right where you want it. So we'll tape that down there, tape that there, and then we'll glue this to the card base. See how easy that is? You just dropped a label. Hang on. Okay, so we're going to use some snail. We're just going to glue that down. Make sure we get enough on there. And just lay that on the card base, just like that. And then we're going to glue this right to the second label, just like so. And it just layers right in there. And we're going to add some dimensionals. This is the full sheet of dimensionals you get in the kit too. We all need extra dimensionals, especially if you use them like I do. And we'll just lay 4 of them on there to make sure we're having some issues here. Hang on, there it goes. And I guess it helps if you get the backing off. Lay that down. And then this goes right over the ribbon so it straddles it. Then we're going to cut another little piece of the ribbon. We're going to feed that underneath this strip right here. And by doing it at this stage of the game, you can put that knot right up against the label if you want. And you're just going to tie this in a knot. And you can trim your edges. Just like that. And then we'll add one of those adorable little embellishments. Let me get it up here. There, card 1 is done. This is for the inside. I'm not going to put anything in there yet till I decide what I want to stamp and who's going to get it. This piece of Whisper White is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and the piece of Just Jade is actually the back side of this card base, and I cut it down to 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. You just lay this on the inside, and you're done. So there's card number 1. Isn't that a pretty card? All right, we'll move on to the next one. This is just going pretty well. Here's the second one we're going to work on, and it's using elements from the kit. I've taken one of the die cuts, and I've trimmed this down to, let's see, where are my directions? I think it's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to glue this down to this piece of Magenta Madness. It's going to take me a little bit of time to remember what all the new names are. And then we're going to glue down this little ticket-like label. I guess I should stamp the sentiment on there before I tie the bow. We're going to be using pumpkin pie ink for this one. And get this out. Just try and clean up our space here, Lori. And then we're going to use the sentiment, "You're amazing." Let's set this aside here. I'm just going to ink it up and stamp, and it's going to fit almost exactly on the base, right at the base of the rainbow. The word escaped me. Okay, so there's that stamp. And that's all we need for this ink pad. We're going to take a piece of that twine and we're going to wrap it around just like this. I got a tail hanging on one end so I can tie a bow. Wrap it around twice. And then we'll get this tied into a bow, hopefully. Corey, you're still watching. Or is it just left on? There we go. Now, the card base is also using a piece of the vellum out of the kit. It has two different types of vellum. They have vellum tags and vellum layers. We're going to use one of the vellum layers. And since it's going to be hidden by this piece, we can just use some snail adhesive right in the middle to attach that. And I'm going to attach that at an angle just to give it something different to look at. I'm going to add this card base, make it, we'll angle that a little bit too. Let's cut our little leg there. And we're going to add a couple of those cute little embellishments. I'm going to add one up here, and we'll add another one down here. And here's the inside layer that I will add a sentiment to later. And we're done. That's card number 2. It's going pretty quickly, isn't it? Isn't that cute? Okay, card number 3 is going to take just a little bit more time since we're going to be doing some sponging. Let's get our paper down here. And I wanted to show you the difference too between the Magenta Madness and the Melon Mambo. This is a really pretty bright pink. And here's our Melon Mambo. So this almost has a red tinge to it, where this is more neon pink. Okay. In this one, we're actually going to use the little ink spot that comes with the kit. Hopefully I put it back in the kit. Not sure I did. Oh, see, here's that twine. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's right here. The ink spot that's in the kit is Misty Moonlight. So we'll start first by sponging our clouds. And we'll get the 3 of them here. I also added some Wink of Stella, but you want to make sure you just add it to the edges. Otherwise, it will smear the ink because it tends to watercolor and it'll take that misty effect away. So let's do this. So I'm just using one of our Stampin' Sponges, and I start off the project that I'm sponging so that you don't get the sponge marks. And you just come across and do circular motions just like this. Ink it up again and just come across the entire die cut. I'll lay that aside and we'll do the second one. This is definitely ice cream weather. It's supposed to be 100, I believe, today, and 101 or 102 tomorrow. So here we go. If you like heat, Reading is the place for you to be. I don't mind it when it gets to be 100 for a day and then cools off. It's those stretches that have a week or more of 105, 110, you know, on up. Okay, so we've got that part done. So I'm going to just take some snail, just like this, and we're going to glue that to our little ice cream cone. See how I cut that? I just cut it into a large triangle, and we're going to glue our ice cream down right to the cone. We're going to add some more snail to the second layer of ice cream, and then of course some to the third layer. There. I don't know that I could eat 3 scoops of ice cream at one time. Now I've cut one of the card bases down to 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to add it to, no, I'm not going to add it to that, am I? I'm going to add it back to our, looks like I'm off on my measurement. I thought I was doing so good. Let me trim off about 1/4 of an inch. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to add it to the Misty Moonlight, or Moon, is it Misty Moonlight? What's the ink pad say? Yep, Misty Moonlight. To give it a different look. Then you guys can vote on which one you like better. And just glue that onto the card base. And then we're going to add some of this twine, just like we did on the other one. I'm just going to hold this down. Wrap it around. Make sure you have enough so that you can tie your bow. We'll tie our bow. Twine can be tough to tie bows with. Okay, there we go. So we'll add the, adjust the bow here, and then get that over to the side a little bit. Now we'll glue him down. Starting next week, we'll have some of that new adhesive. I can't wait to try that. Let's fold this in half and get it all ready. We weren't able to order it with our pre-order, but so you know that's going to be the first thing I order. So we're going to lay that down. And we're going to add some more of those dimensionals to the back of our ice cream cone. If I can get them off the backing. I'm going to put one there, one down here. Just make sure he doesn't sag. Nobody wants a saggy ice cream cone, right? So we'll add him just like so. Looks like our ice cream's a little high, doesn't it? Let's move him down a little bit so he can fit in the envelope. Just move him down to about here. That works. Okay, now we're going to take one of the flags out of the kit to stamp our sentiment. And we're going to stamp the "Oh Happy Day." It's always a happy day when you get to eat ice cream, right? Hi Shelly, hi Vicki, I see you guys finally joined me. We're making paper pumpkin alternates. I'm working on the ice cream cone one now. In fact, we're almost done. I made 3 cards today versus 1. So I know this one's going to take a little longer. So we're going to stamp the sentiment right. All right, are we back? I lost you guys for a minute. All right, let's try and finish this up. We've been having trouble with our internet the last couple of days. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm having trouble with my phone. So I guess I better end this now. All right, so here's the 2 different looks to the card. We have one using the Misty Moonlight and one using the Purple Posy. Which one do you like? Let me know. Here's the other 2 cards we made. And here's the first one. So I'll have all the measurements and directions on today's blog post. I still have to finish that. If you want to order any of the items we used today, obviously you can't get another paper pumpkin, but you can order a few items like the Shaded Spruce cardstock and the Pumpkin Pie cardstock. The other 2 cardstocks you'll have to wait until next Tuesday. I thank you for stopping by and spending time with me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will catch you later. Bye. Be sure to leave a comment which one you like better, either the Purple Posy or the Misty Moonlight layer. Thanks very much.